Yesterday, we told you about the R&B singer Ne-Yo, whose name I learned this week is actually spelled N-E-Y-O. And he said in an interview a few days ago that children can't choose their gender and they can't transition and you shouldn't castrate little kids, etc. You know, a bunch of extremely common sense things and opinions on the subject. And opinions that we shouldn't be impressed by. It shouldn't impress us that someone is coming out and saying, oh, you know, a 5-year-old boy is a boy and can't be a girl. But it does impress us coming from a celebrity because most celebrities are degenerate lunatics. And it turns out that Ne-Yo isn't. And that's a good thing. So the expected backlash ensued. And then, as we covered yesterday, Ne-Yo posted an apology rather quickly to the LGBT community. The LGBTQIA plus community. He spelled it all out. And he apologized for offending them and all the rest of it. And I criticized him harshly on this show for that, and so did thousands of other people. Then yesterday afternoon, after this show went out, Ne-Yo posted another video, and this one on his Instagram, I believe. And this video is being shared by conservatives who are back to celebrating Ne-Yo again, and they say that in this video, Ne-Yo repudiates his publicist, who's the one who is responsible for the apology, and he slams the publicist. I saw someone post he blasts his publicist, and he doubles down again on his original point about not transitioning kids. That's what people are saying about the video. That's how it's being interpreted. But here's what he actually said, and you tell me how you take this. Go ahead.
What's going on, loved ones? This is Ne-Yo. All right. Listen, I normally don't give too much of a damn about what y'all think about what I do, what y'all have to say about what I say, whatever. I normally don't care because, like I said, opinions ain't special. Everybody got one. However, this is something I feel very strongly on, and I need y'all to hear this from the horse's mouth, not the publicist's computer. So check this out. First and foremost, I do not apologize for having an opinion on this matter. I am a 43-year-old heterosexual man raising 5 boys and 2 girls, okay? That's my reality. Now, if my opinion offended somebody, yeah, sure, I apologize for you being offended because that wasn't my intention. My intention is never to offend anybody. However, I'm entitled to feel how I feel. I'm absolutely entitled to feel how I feel the same way you are entitled to feel how you feel. I ain't asked nobody to follow me. I ain't asked nobody to agree with me. I was asked a question and I answered the damn question. Okay. I have no beef with the LGBTQIA plus community whatsoever. I ain't got no beef with y'all. Do whatever the hell it is you want to do. Do what you want to do with your kids. However, somebody asked my opinion on this matter, and this is how I feel. I will never be okay with allowing a child to make a decision that detrimental to their life. I will never be okay with that. I don't care. I definitely plan to educate myself a little bit more on this matter. However, I doubt that there's any book anywhere or any opinion that somebody's going to tell me that's going to make me okay with letting a child make a decision like that. That's just period, point blank, and that's how I feel. If I get canceled for this, then you know what? Maybe this is a world where they don't need a Ne-Yo no more, all right? And I got no problem with that. I'm a hustler, all right? I'll figure it out. I got kids to raise, and I'm going to do that regardless. So, with that being said, y'all have a good day. I love everybody. Live how you want to live, love how you want to love, but your opinion is yours. Speak your opinion as much as you damn well feel like it. Because, as I said, they're not important. They're not special. Everybody got one, and you're entitled to it. I'm entitled to mine, all right? Y'all feel how y'all want to feel. Have a great day. It's Ne-Yo. Peace and love.
Okay, so that's the video. Again, I see this being posted all over the place by conservatives. This is epic. Listen to this. Not exactly the epic slapdown of his publicist that we were led to believe. In fact, it's pretty clear to me that he consented to the apology being posted. Okay, so this is not him saying, I didn't even know the publicist was going to do that. He's fired for posting an apology on my behalf without my consent. That's not what happened. He's justifying and trying to explain what is in the apology. And yes, he says it was posted from his publicist's computer. He never says that he didn't agree to it, because obviously he did agree to it. You know, your publicist, let me explain to you how these things work. Your publicist is not going to just go on his own and post an apology without you even knowing about it. That's not going to happen. I can tell you, we have plenty of publicists, PR people that work at the Daily Wire. If they were to, this would never happen, but if they were to post an apology from me on one of my accounts that I didn't agree to, and I never would agree to one, then my response would not be that, okay? I would go nuclear okay? You would have no idea how much of an explosion of rage that would cause. I mean, for one thing, I'd delete the apology. I would have much stronger words than that, and I would say to the Daily Wire, you need to fire the person who did that, or I quit. You know, that's what it would be. Now, Neo is in the position where he could just fire his publicist outright, but he didn't do that either, or at least he didn't say that he did. So, because again, he agreed to that apology. They might have pressured him. I'm sure they pressured him. I'm sure they tried to coerce him. I'm sure they tried to convince him, look, you got to do this. You're going to lose money. You're going to lose sponsorships if you don't do it. So I'm sure all that happened. But he agreed to it. You've probably heard by now that you should be using a VPN when you connect to the internet. But if you're like me, adding an extra step to anything you do every day just sounds like a hassle. Well, if you knew how easy it was to protect your connection with ExpressVPN, you'd be doing it already. ExpressVPN is the easiest way to browse safely, securely, and just better. ExpressVPN gets rid of all those things you hate about VPNs. It's a VPN done right. First of all, it's blazing fast. A lot of other VPNs slow your connection to the point where it's not even worth it to connect anymore. But ExpressVPN does not lag or buffer. You can stream in HD with no issues. And using it couldn't be easier. Just open the ExpressVPN app, click one button, enjoy instant protection across all your devices. It's that simple. Once you connect to ExpressVPN, you don't even realize you have it on. But your connection is secure and your data is encrypted. No wonder it's been called the best VPN by CNET. Visit expressvpn.com/Walsh right now to get 3 extra months free. That's expressvpn.com/Walsh to get protected. expressvpn.com/Walsh. So what's happening here is that Neo said something about the trans issue, panicked at the backlash from the left on what he said, and then posted an apology, and then panicked again at the backlash against the apology. So that's why he's bouncing back and forth like a pinball. It's not really that confusing. All the while, he knows what's right and wrong on this issue. It's very clear. He knows what's right and wrong. He knows the truth, and he's trying and fumbling in his attempt to sort of stand by it. He's obviously never experienced the wrath of the LGBT cult. Those of us who live with it every day are used to it. He isn't, and so I always try to keep that in mind. There are people, even people that are famous and been in public eye for a long time. If you've never upset this particular mob, then you just don't quite know what all goes on behind the scenes as well. This is not just about mean comments on Twitter or whatever. That's the least of it. So, all that's the case. But this is not. We don't congratulate him for this whole performance. The initial statement was right. Everything after that is just like embarrassing and waffling, and he's trying to triangulate and find a position that will make everybody happy. He's trying to appease everyone. This is not. You shouldn't be congratulating him for that. And it goes to show why the only thing that works is a strong, hard-line, unwavering stance. Neo is trying to claim a kind of libertarian position here, and this is why this story is important. Whether even if you don't care about Neo and whatever, it's not like I'm sitting around paying attention to what's going on with Neo. But it's important because of what we can learn from this, which is that this kind of libertarian position doesn't work. That's what he's trying to do, right? He's saying, well, hey, everyone has their opinion. I have mine. Everyone just leave everyone else alone. Let's all be happy. Let's all get along. Do what you want with your own kids. He even says that. And there are people who have told me, well, don't criticize Neo for this. He's your ally. No, he's not. That's not even close to my position. Do what you want with your own kids. That's the opposite of what I think about this. No, I don't think you should be able to just do what you want with your own kids. I don't think you should be able to transition your kids even if you want to. And if you think that people should be allowed to do that, then no, we're really not allies. We don't share. Where's our common ground exactly? But he's trying to kind of do this and say, I have my opinion, you have your opinion. Let's all have our opinions. We all have a right to our opinion. I mean, look, first of all, the moment you say that, the moment you find yourself saying, we all have a right to our opinion, okay, that is the ultimate sign of weakness. The moment you find yourself saying that in an argument, you're losing. There's no better sign that you're losing than when you say, well, I have a right to my opinion. That's the weakest stance. That is you backtracking while trying to pretend that you're not. And And he's confused as to why that's not good enough for the left. Well, it's not good enough because they want nothing less than your unthinking, unyielding loyalty. Anything less than that, and you are the enemy. So, no, you can't just have your own opinion. They're not going to accept that. You can't go out there and say, boys are boys, girls are girls. But hey, it's just my opinion. You can feel how you want. You can't qualify it that way and expect that they're going to be okay with it. What do you think they're going to say? You think they're going to say, well, if it's just your opinion, that's fine. Hey, look, everyone can have their own view on this. You think that's what the trans activists are going to say? When have you ever known a trans activist to respond that way? When's the last time you heard a trans activist say, hey, look, everyone has a right to their own opinion, and look, I respect your view on this? They are never going to say that. That is not what they're going to say. You must bow before them. You must bow at their feet. And if you don't do that, you are their enemy. Those are the two choices. They haven't left you a middle ground. Which is why the only thing that makes logical and moral sense, not to mention strategic sense, it's just the only thing that makes sense is to take this hardline stance. And that's it. I mean, do what you want with your own kids. You realize that kids are too young to make these choices. You realize that transitioning child is abusive, and yet you're saying that people should be able to do that to their kids if they want. So people should be able to abuse their kids if they want to. That doesn't make sense. Here's the only thing that makes sense, Neo. And it's clear what you actually think, but you don't want to go all the way and say this. But you should. Transitioning kids is abusive. Nobody should be allowed to do it to their kids. Everyone has their own opinion about this. But if your opinion is that it's okay to sterilize and castrate kids and dress little boys up like girls and so on, then your opinion is wrong and also insane. You're allowed to have that opinion. Can't stop you from having any opinion you want. But it's a wrong opinion. It's a bad opinion. In fact, it's an opinion that shows that you are a bad person. It's a disgusting opinion that reflects some very ugly things about you and your character and your morals. And if you are doing this to your children, you need to stop, you abusive psychopath. And the law should stop you. You should be thrown in prison for it. That's what you should be saying. That's clearly what you think. Okay, if you know that this stuff is tantamount to, not tantamount, if you know that this is sterilization, castration, mutilation, kids aren't old enough, like, so you know it's abusive. I don't believe that you think that people should be able to abuse their kids if they want. I don't think you actually think that. That doesn't make any sense. So you might as well. Again, the middle ground, as I'm always preaching, the middle ground is not available. Okay? There isn't one. You're trying to stake out a position that doesn't really exist. So go all the way with what you think and actually stand by it without any kind of apology, not even an apology. I'm sorry if your feelings were hurt. I'm not sorry if your feelings are you really, Neo? Are you actually? You said some really common sense things, as you point out. They asked your opinion and you gave it. And then a bunch of morons start crying about it because you said that you shouldn't dress a 5-year-old boy up like a girl. And a bunch of morons start crying and are offended by it, and you're sorry for their hurt feelings. Are you really? Really? You're sorry. You feel I'm so sorry that you're in pain over this. Really? Is that I don't think it is. I can't read your mind. I don't think you're really sorry that their feelings were hurt. And if you are, you shouldn't be. I'll tell you one thing for sure. When I say something that is true and just basic common sense, if your feelings are hurt by it, I am not sorry and I don't care, because that's your issue. That's your problem. It's not mine. That's something you need to fix. It's not my issue. And the fact that you are so deranged as to believe that it's okay to abuse kids in this way, and the fact that you're so immature as to think that you should be able to control other people's opinions because it makes you feel bad if they have an opinion that disagrees with you, all of that is your issue, not mine. The only position that makes sense. Hey, YouTube, thanks for listening to the show. If you'd like access to my full show with no ads, you should go to dailywire.com and use promo code Walsh to get 2 months free on all annual plans. See you there.